Aiken Street. We were banging on the door because we lost Alicia's keys, and Regina's bell was broken. So Miss Jones wasn't home, so we couldn't use her phone. Keisha's cold and Kelly's rolling because Monica told her to grab a jacket, but she had to be in vogue with her body exposed like Janet. Stranded in this New York weather with a forecast of snow, Melanie B began to complain like CC whining about freezing while drinking a cold Sierra mist. Vanessa's arm was strong, but she was tired of knocking. I told Nicole to check them pockets again. Cece said, I bet he's right. And sure enough, we heard jingling. We got inside and these brownstones were nice, much better than the Braxtons. I marveled at the structure and the ambiance was supreme streaming. Everyone was waiting because we had the weed. Mary was obliged to roll the J, talking about, I knew y'all were Beyonce PT. But we had a reason for being late. Tony, Braxton, and Rihanna checked the weight and found it was lacking. Braxton was in shock of being calm because he invested a lot of money with this connection for the short this grade. I'm not talking pebbles. Meanwhile, everybody was in back sipping brandy, and when glasses got empty, they got a little more. But not Shantae. More was on her mind because outside the window in the alley, Cole was on the ground. It's a shame she makes money for a pimp by selling her behind. My oh my, look at there, Martha and the Vandellas in the passenger seat. They came in tripping about that trick in the street, wiping her left eye while rising to her feet. By now, we all had the munchies. Shantae savagely ravished the snacks. Jeanne said, I need a bakery for some pastries and hot cocoa. She didn't want to go though because that's the hangout for the popo. Jill, Scott, and Erica didn't mind walking. Then Trina and Tamara wanted some peppermint patties from the Bells or Austin's. Erica's bad dude forced her to grab a hat. Monica said, and this bit chilly, so get your coat from the rack. In the hall was Dion's war, Wick against Mac. The fan wouldn't allow candles or incense to catch. My baby started reminiscing about her past. Tina, Marie, and James went ahead and refilled their glasses. She loved to visit her friend Whitney in Houston. That's where she met Mary. Mary introduced her to Yolanda. A damn shame what came of that. It wasn't crack, but it was my Missy's third misdemeanor. Ellie at the top let her off because she admitted in heaven, but said she didn't mean it. Latoya, the lawyer, said be glad it's night because if he had looked between the seats and seen all of Aretha Franklin and Millie Jackson in the groove, theory would have been proven, and they would have been in his back seat cruising. But he didn't know what was going on. He just saw her, Tammy, Terrell, and Andy stumbled. The very next night was the bachelorette party. Mariah carried her to 702 Fantasia Boulevard. Inside were male strippers and Deborah. Cops all around, half naked and hard. She felt out of place and wanted to escape. But she didn't want any flack from Roberta. So she stayed even though it reminded her of the time she was raped. That happened back in her freaky days hanging with the Dina. How odd that she didn't let that tragedy of her and Tina turn her against all men. It almost did, but she said I was too good of a friend. I'm pricking my heart because her truth hurts. She said with TLC, I rebuilt her faith that even still we could work. She pointed at me and said, he isn't changing faces every time he's around other sisters with voices whispering. He isn't so easily allured into making bad choices. Not miseducated like Lauren, his heel is firmly planted on priorities. He's a good man, and that's a minority. Then she gave to me a kiss and hug and said, I'm glad I married you. Well, it's time to go. We left Olivia home, babysitting, with Tracy's chapped man, that bad behind Vanessa, William's daughter Gina, Tom's son T, Boswell's baby, Angelina, it's been a long night. Sure, Caesar had to help, so she's charging twice Kelly's price. I got a hug from Latasha Scott. Scott is her husband. She said we have the same smell. He must also shop at Macy's. Great Flanell is on sale. Next weekend we'll meet at Rochelle's. Farewell, everyone. Got home expecting something disastrous and wild, but instead, sleep in front of the TV was our Destiny's Child, with Heather's head laid in her lap. I made sure she was breathing and kissed her forehead. Then my Jade and me shared a smile and went to bed. We talked a while about our trip to India, the area where Tracy Spencer vacationed with Billy's holiday pay. My baby was fine with her hair cut close and a veil over her face, looking like Cleopatra. And she still is divine, with the shades open, revealing the sparkle of stars. It was a moment of deja vu. We closed our eyes in rapture and slept in the illusion, told Black.